Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be playing Scarlet Hollow yet again. Let me lower the... Anyway. Yeah, so we're playing Scarlet Hollow again today. If you know anything... If you know anything about my channel, I've played millions upon millions of Scarlet Hollow videos. It's not actually millions, it's like I've done like 3 different runs. But anyway, so today I wanted to actually explore the paths Untravelled, I think it's called. The roads not taken, something like that. And I live in the city of... Alright, so we're gonna go for she, her again. It's just me, it's just how I am. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pick traits that I didn't pick before. So I don't think I've ever done the hot trait. I don't think I've ever done the book smart trait. I don't know if I should do these two together. What do you guys think? I did the powerful build in the last run. I think I did mystical too. And I obviously have done these a ton of times. I think I only did keen eye once. Let me look at my achievements here. Okay. Mystical, we did mystical and we did keen eye. That's what we did together. Alright, so let's do book smart and hot trait. And what we'll do is we're gonna go different paths in ways that we didn't go before. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead. So now is where it kind of begins. What we're trying to do is we're trying to do different things that we couldn't do before. Like before, we had to go with Stella. Sorry, I keep feeling like I'm gonna sneeze again. Before we had to go with Stella into the woods, but now there's apparently other options that we can make. So we meet Stella. Hi, Gretchen. Pet the dog. I normally have a rule against accepting strange food invitations from people I don't know, but I'll make an exception because you're pretty. I'm just gonna wander around for a while. Thanks for the offer. I love Stella. It's really hard to not go hang out with Stella, but... Okay, so should we save here? Do our first save. Let's go to the general store first. See what happens. The country ambiance clashes terribly with the goth woman beside the counter, who has been eyeing you with nervous curiosity since you arrived. Talk to the clerk. What brings you to town? Just passing through? Staying long? I'm Kanika. That's my name. Do you have one too? Sorry, I'm not used to meeting new people. Here. Kanika's eyes go wide as she adjusts her glasses, taking in the exquisite details of your face. You're Tabitha's cousin? Your abs? Her nervousness instantly evaporates. I had no idea. Don't tell her I've been embarrassing myself in front of you. She can never know. I can't believe you two share DNA. I mean, my condolences. I'm sorry about your aunt. Everyone in this town is so friendly. I just met this Stella girl on the street and she offered to buy me a biscuit. I don't like this town. I don't like that everyone knows me. Why does everyone have to know who I am? It feels like everybody's already formed opinions of me. So what do you think of Tabitha? How do you get away with fashion like that in rural southern town? They say it's southern, but it's like, where is this? Again? It's in one of the Carolinas, right? It's like North Carolina? That's not that southern. Not as southern as, you know. I mean, I know southern. I am southern. What is there to do in town? I have a lot of time to kill. What do you think of Scarlet Hollow? You're the first normal person I've talked to here. Thanks, that's so sweet of you to say. I think, unless you're saying it because everyone else has been really weird. I'll still take it as a compliment. So when do you get off of work? That's so weird. I would never say that. I should probably buy something while I'm here. What do you think of Scarlet Hollow? Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to make it sound? Do you want me to sound like a tour guide? If you want me to go tour guide mode, it has nice trees in autumn, though it does rest. So does the rest of North Carolina. That's where we are. All right. If you want my honest opinion, I think this town is rotting from the inside, and it's only a matter of time until it finally breathes its last. But again, nice trees in autumn. What is there to do in town? If you're looking for something exciting, you definitely came to the wrong place. The only restaurant we have in town is the diner. The only real place to hang out is probably the library. There's a gas station for what it's worth. And there's a bar, but it's not exactly the place you'd want to go. It's a dive that's always full of minors. I'm pretty sure someone at the diner is throwing a party this weekend in case you want to go to a weird house party with a bunch of strangers the day before a funeral. If I were you, I would just wait out the week, read a book, and hope the days pass quickly. Then go back to your life and forget you were ever here. Why does everyone have to know who I am? I'm gonna say that because I feel like that's important to progress. I know exactly what you mean. Everyone here has known me since I was a baby, so it's like I'm a perpetual teenager to them. You're lucky that your mom got out before you ever had to deal with that. I better get out too before I become one of those old fogies. Fogies? Sitting on her porch telling grown adults about something they did when they were 10. It was nice chatting. I'll get out of your hair now, but I'm sure I'll see you around. Sure thing. Good luck out there. I'm sure we'll run into each other again. The town is like 3 streets wide. We'll have to try hard not to. Cool. So we got to talk to her. Yeah. Go to the town hall. I could go back to the estate. Oh, we can meet him before too. What you find inside the elegant building is not a town hall. It was suggested by the letters carved in the stone out front. As was suggested. I'll try again. What you find inside the elegant building is not a town hall, as was suggested by the letters carved in the stone out front. Instead, you find something that looks much more like a library. In fact, it is a library. The air is thick with the smell of old paper and fresh coffee. A man busies himself sorting books on a mobile shelf, and a cat lounges on a book cart. Oh. There is a group of teens gathered on the stairs, not sitting on chairs despite the prevalence of empty seats, as is their custom. They glance up at you with slight annoyance, as is also their custom. Hi there, I'm Oscar. If you need any help, just let me know. The cat meows at you, in a seemingly warm greeting. Go talk to Oscar. Hey, Oscar. Oscar, clearly the librarian here, smiles at you from behind the shelf of books, but in his eyes, as his eyes focus on your face, the smile fades, replaced with a look of dawning recognition. Wait a minute, you must be... Never mind, sorry. Who is it, Dad? Do you know her? No, Rosalina, don't worry about it. Oh my god, wait, I heard somebody at school talking about how the long-lost Scarlet heir was coming back to town this week. You know, for the funeral, that must be her. But Becca, Miss Tabitha is the heir, right? Shut up, Alexis, I know what I heard. Okay, Becca. I think Alexis is right. I think Tabitha already owns the mines. You're 13, Rosalina, stop acting like you know things. Girls, please be nice to each other. Yes, this is Tabitha's cousin. I know she isn't the true heir to the Scarlet fortune or anything like that. She's just here to pay her respects to Miss Pearl-Ann. So much for not making you feel like we know everything about you. I have to imagine it's a bit uncomfortable, but welcome to Scarlet Hollow. At least he recognizes that. Book smart. This man is the town librarian. If you have any lingering questions about history, he's probably a good person to ask. You seem very knowledgeable. I had a few questions about the town. Well, it is my job to help. Great, a history lesson. What's the point in being on fall break if school's gonna follow us wherever we go? This is a great drawing right here. I love Pixel in the corner. What's the point of being on fall break if school's gonna follow us wherever we go? This town is named after the Scarlets. How big of a deal are they? I'd say they're definitely the most well-known family in town. The founders, the folks who started the mine, the folks who have kept it going all these years. There's a whole long history until unit. There's a whole local history unit the kids are taught in school that talks all about the way the Scarlet family has shaped the history of the Holler. And of course, there's the drama that they don't teach you about in schools that you learn from old ladies who like to talk. I think they latch onto it because it's fun to imagine it all unfolding in that big mansion, like a real Southern Gothic novel. So is this like a company town? Do people work at the mine? Do most people work at the mine? So this is like, yeah, I just said that. I don't. And Kanika and Sybil at the general store don't. And the folks at the diner and the gas station. And the town doctor, you know. Jobs that exist just by virtue of this being a town. My dad works there. Yeah, basically everybody's dad works there. Oh, Oscar says his dad worked there too. I never said it wasn't the most prevalent job in town, just that there are other things Scarlet Hollow has to offer. As for it being a company town, those are technically illegal, since you have to pay people in money these days. But your cousin does own a fair bit of properties around here, and she leases them to the workers for less than she would charge non-employees. So there is a bit of incentive to take whatever deal comes with that, even if it takes a chunk out of the paycheck. You didn't hear me say anything, though. You mentioned drama. Are there any scandals I should know about? I'd say there have been worse tragedies than scandals. At least, that's most of what I've heard. Okay. The Lost Generation gets brought up a lot. Your grandmother and her sister. I don't know if Vivian ever told you about them. Wait, I know about this. Miles Forsyth told me about this. Told me about it. He said Vivian and Pearl Ann's mom was like a teen mom, and she died in childbirth because there were twins, and she was just like gushing blood after. What about the sister? She died before that or went missing or something, but like probably died and is definitely dead now since it's been like 1,000 years. The Scarlet family has seen a lot of death. The boys from the previous generation died in World War II, and there was even someone in the generation before that who died in the collapse of 1918. Like I said, a lot of tragedy. How haunted is this town? Haunted? I suppose the old towns collect their fair share of stories, and old buildings certainly carry a lot of history. It's hard to feel like you're ever alone in a place that's seen so many souls come and go. Tell me your honest opinion, is the mine doing well? That seems like a question for your cousin. I don't think I'm really the best judge of that. Fair. Though if you ask me, I think she should look into renewables. Get a few windmills going, try to branch out into something a little less damaging to the earth and the people who live on it. I don't know, I'm just throwing ideas out there. Pet the cat! He purrs loudly, leaning into your knuckles as you scratch underneath his chin. He's way into this. Yes, he is. Look at that little man, he's so cute. So into this that he gives you an affectionate little bite, still purring like a motorboat, and you pull your hand away slowly before you can decide if you're a fun toy to try and disembowel. I love cats. It's creepy to be so known. I feel exposed. There are a lot of boarded up buildings on Main Street. Why do you think people still stay here? Why don't they leave like my mom did? That's a big question. Oh my god, you can't just ask something like that. Wait, be quiet, I want to hear what they say. Don't tell me to be quiet, 13-year-old. She is so irritating. She is not helping the situation. Do you want the sincere answer or the cliff notes? I want to hear the sincere answer. Alright. Now, I won't speak for folks who have never left, but as somebody who left for a while and came back, for me it was family, and an obligation to other families in the community where I was raised. I watched so many of my peers struggle to finish high school, and many didn't make it that far. They had to work to help their families keep the lights on. They didn't have the choices my father made sure to give me, because his goal in life was to keep me out of those mines, and he worked himself to exhaustion every day to make sure that never happened. And ultimately my choice was whether to abandon these people I had grown up with, or to come back and use that education to try and make things better for the next generation. So I let parents drop their kids off all day in summer when they have to work, and I set up little reading adventure stamp rally with them, and try to get the country to buy us another computer so more people can access resources they don't have at home. Okay, this is important. Do you think a Japanese air dragon would like pizza or eclairs? Pizza, I could really go for pizza right now. Maybe rice cakes because they're all airy and rice comes from Japan. Rice doesn't come from Japan, it comes from all of Asia. You learn that when you catch up to us in school. And that's why I'm the one clicking the answers. I hate her. Plus, there's nothing better for raising a kid than a couple of doting grandparents who wanted to spend time with her before they passed. That's difficult. Thanks for sharing. Nod with satisfaction, signaling the end of your questioning. Oh, we got sea worm. Ew. We were clearly too distracted by all that talking over there. I thought libraries were supposed to be quiet places of study. Come on, let's go to your place, Alexis. I feel like a 5-year-old when I hang out at the library anyway. Yeah, we can watch a movie in your basement. Do you think your parents would mind? I can ask. They never mind. Come on, let's go. Wait, Rosalina, when should I expect you back? We're doing a sleepover, right? I'll have to see. My mom was gonna make pot pies for dinner. That's okay, we can order pizza. Keep me posted. I love they didn't have an option to flirt with Oscar, unless it was at the beginning. Teens, am I right? You say knowingly despite your lack of children. I'm sure I'll miss this when she's off at college. That's what I keep telling myself. Anyway, I'd better go shelve these books before it gets too late, but feel free to stop by any time. You were lovely to chat with. Oscar's a solid bro. Looks like the sun is finally starting to set. Maybe you'll see if a sleepy southern town like Scarlet Hollow has a vibrant nightlife another day. But for now, you feel ready to head back to the estate. Really? As the sun sinks deeper into the horizon, the sky is flooded with orange and pink hues, the shadows around you darkening and stretching out over the path. The mountains seem to make night come quickly here, and their rounded hills blotting out the dying sun prematurely, casting the valley of Scarlet Hollow in an eerie autumn twilight. You've had a long day. Between traveling and meeting all these strangers, the dusty bed that awaits you back at the estate is starting to sound very appealing. There's a sound on the path behind you. You turn back to the road but find nothing. You seem to be alone. Y'all see any ditchlings? What the F is that? That's not a ditchling! That's not a ditchling! That's not a ditchling! That's not a ditchling! Oh no, I don't know if we should run. Make a loud noise. You exclaim loudly, holding your arms out as a threatening display. The thing is startled from its hiding place. Okay, that was a bad idea. But it doesn't run away. It fixates you with wild-eyed stare, standing boldly on the path before you. It's a mountain lion. There's something horribly wrong with it. We know what it is. If you've seen anything for Scarlethollow, you know what it is. There aren't supposed to be any mountain lions in the Appalachians. They went extinct a long time ago. Appalachian mountain lions are just an urban legend. It's so angry. Though the urban legend is now taking yet another step towards you, drool leaking from its mouth. Urban legend or not, a mountain lion can run up to 43 miles per hour, nearly twice as fast as the fastest known human athlete. Run away, backwards. Start filming. That's great. Aren't you a pretty kitty? Okay, I'm gonna save again. Maybe we can come back to this and do a different choice, but I'm gonna run away backwards, I think. Or we could defend ourselves, but we don't have the powerful build, so I'm not sure if that's smart. Run away backwards. You start hurrying away, maintaining eye contact, but the sickly thing is desperate. It dashes after you with surprising speed, ears back and claws glinting as it closes in. There's a heavy thump as it connects. You find yourself tumbling forward, pitching over the side of the road and rolling downhill. It's disorienting. You find it to be almost impossible to stop yourself, the incline too steep, every attempt ending in more scratches and bumps from the rough terrain of the mountainside. You finally land with a breath-stealing thump on a small copse of trees, battered and bruised, bleeding from the thorny shrubbery, but not dead. It doesn't bother trying to hide now, leaping into the clearing with killing intent in its wide yellow eyes, ready to finish what it started, and then... Duke! The evening air is pierced with the sound of a gunshot. The mountain lion is gone in a flash, leaving a thin trail of blood behind as it disappears into the dark woods beyond the path. It's Duke! Damn, I nearly had the thing. And I nearly had you too. Who the hell are you and what are you doing out here? Looking to get shot? Like, you can't just walk through the woods. This man, like, is that a threat? Start crying. Thanks, man. That was a close call. Don't mention it. Just a shame I only grazed it. Wait a tick. There's something awfully familiar about you. He looks you up and down with his good eye. You're that Scarlet kid everybody's been saying wasn't gonna show. Well, I apologize for my brusqueness, and I'm sorry for you and Miss Tabitha's loss. You can call me Duke. Duke seems to think for a moment, glancing up at the darkening sky. You'd better not keep walking around on your own out here. Not with that thing on the prowl. I'd hate to think anything might happen to you without me around to save your skin. Tell you what, tag along with me while I finish what we started, and I'll be sure to get you home safe. I'll wager Miss Tabitha would appreciate somebody looking out for you. There's something wrong with that mountain lion. It's probably got the cancer. Doesn't mean it's any less dangerous. If I had to guess, I'd say it's more deadly than ever now that it sees death coming for it. As you well know. When's the last time you heard of a mountain lion attacking anybody, especially on this side of the continent? You're one of the lucky few, so don't ruin it by going off and dying alone in the woods after God did you a favor. Try to start walking away. I don't know, you leave me alone. What do you think we should do? Try to start walking away. You try to head towards the far side of the clearing, attempting to make your way into the dark woods, but Duke stops you, heading you off before you step into the underbrush. Now wait a minute, what do you think you're doing? Did that fall knock a screw loose? That thing is still out there, and it's only getting darker. Don't risk your life just because you don't like the thought of spending some time with old Duke. Tabitha's seen enough heartbreak this week. Let's not give her any more. So I'm afraid I'll have to insist I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing I'd let somebody go off on their own in the dark with something like that prowling around after them. Your eyes wander to Duke's gun and then to the shadowed forest surrounding you. It looks like you don't have a choice. Okay. You reluctantly follow the armed man into the woods, hoping he stays true to his word and brings you back to your cousin in one piece. Before long, the sun is completely set, and the two of you find yourselves in near total darkness. Though Duke has a flashlight, he uses it sparingly, letting you both adjust to the starlight instead. Every sound feels deafening as the two of you pick your way through the underbrush. Every snapping twig could be the deadly paws of the thing that hunted you. Every rustling leaf in the herald of a vicious attack. Though you know deep down it's probably nothing but squirrels and shrews. Until you hear the unmistakable sound of something large shifting among the fallen leaves. Gotcha! It's Stella. What the hell? Duke, you scared me. What are you doing out here so late? Okay, so this is where we are. I'm kind of intrigued to see if we go back. No. Load. If we go back here. Instead of running, let's try to defend ourselves. Before you can move it forward, it dashes. Okay. So it's the same thing. Okay. And then what about if we start filming? So you pull your phone out and hit record. The mountain lion dashes forward. Okay, so that didn't do anything either. See, if I just run, I'm gonna run towards it. You turn tail, trying to outrun the sickly thing. You hear the rustling of leaves as it dashes after you, grown second by second until... Okay. So no matter what you do, you have to end up down here with Duke. There's no way you can avoid it. Okay. I see. But that was cool to figure out. I do kind of wish they would do more with it, but I think that this is like a slow thing. I think they might add more. You know. Like, I feel like talking to Oscar and talking to Kanika should have had a little bit more sustenance there. But I'm glad that they did anything. No, I don't want to overwrite it. I want to load it. Okay. Stella, I'd ask you the same thing, but I'm sure I know it has you slinking around after dark. Do you know how close I came to putting a hole in you? But you didn't. No harm, no foul. Gretchen's little nose seems to be picking up something she doesn't like. She thrashes in Stella's arm, whining threateningly. She's so cute. Oh, calm down, girl. You know Abs. I swear it gets hard to hold on to her when she gets like this. Sometimes it feels like she's only Jerry, and I don't know what that means. Geriatric? When she wants to be. It's alright, little lady, you're safe as long as you've got your mama looking after you. Unlike you, Stella, if you decide to keep doing whatever you're doing out here, I think you'll find these woods ain't agreeable tonight. Abs had a run-in with you, wouldn't believe. So just go on home and save all this for some other night. Wait, a run-in? What kind of run-in? Was it supernatural? Like I said, you won't believe it. Now put that dang camera away. I don't know what this old man is on about. I was attacked by a mountain lion. A mountain lion, are you sure? Oh, for the love of... Don't get started, Stella. We were both there. We was both there. We saw the damn thing. It was a mountain lion, plain and simple. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just that I did a whole video on them, and I found them absolutely no evidence that they exist out here. Eastern mountain lions are extinct. There hasn't been a sighting in decades. There hasn't been a sighting in decades until now. Your friends here damn near got eaten by one. So if you don't want your last video to be found 20 years from now in a pile next to your bones in the den of some long dead creature, you'd best get out of these woods. That would be so cool. No, it would not. Your mom and daddy are spinning in their graves here and talk like that. If they ain't around to stop you, then I'll take on that responsibility. Go on, get. The man shoos her away. Fine, I'll go. Bye, Stella. See you later. So we're gonna get to have a conversation with Duke. This is chill. Stella ain't usually one to back down so easily. I have a sneaking suspicion that she has no intention of going home just yet. Damn, we both stopped too long ago. Now the old hip is starting to voice its complaints. There's an overlook just up this way. Let's sit a spell. I brought a few victuals along, if you're peckish. I don't know what that means. Ooh! Ooh, ooh, ooh. What that? What that? What is it? You find your way along the narrow path and emerge on a rocky outcropping overlooking the dark forest. The sky above is smeared with stars, more than you've ever seen before. Duke interrupts the serenity of the scene with his old man grunts, folding his creaky joints as he settles on a nearby log. He starts rustling through a small pack you hadn't noticed he was carrying. Pulling out some beef jerky and a couple beers. At least it's a nice night, even if the circumstances leave something to be desired. Help yourself to jerky, and as for the beer, I was planning on having both cans myself. But I suppose I can be convinced to spare one. Let's get a nice look here. Oh, I love that there's new audio tracks, man. This game, it just has so much environment, so much life. It doesn't feel like it's just a game, you know? That is so weird. I bet it's gonna come out, whatever it is. Take a beer. Book smart. I can't blame Stella's disbelief. Mountain lions were supposed to be extinct. Should you be drinking? Yeah, should he? Seems like you and Stella go way back. What do you think of her? I was wondering, how did you find me? I kind of feel like I've been kidnapped. About what you said earlier, why did everyone think I wasn't going to come for the funeral? You're from here. What do you think of Scarlet Hollow? So, Duke, tell me about yourself. What do you think of Tabitha? Be honest. You feel so much more like the kind of person I expected to find out here. Like you really belong. I can't blame Stella's disbelief. Mountain lions were supposed to be extinct in the Appalachians. That's what they'd all tell me, but you saw it and I saw it, and soon enough it'll be shot and everybody else will see it too. Then they'll stop saying how I'm telling stories or I don't know what a damn mountain lion looks like. I'll have some of the jerky. Damn straight you will. You take a laborious bite of jerky, straining your jaw as it fights back, but you manage to tear off a leathery piece. It's not especially flavorful, but it is very satisfying, like how you imagine old-timey war rations might taste. That's great. That's such great writing. I actually really like beef jerky, but obviously you're not supposed to, like, pull out your teeth trying to eat it, you know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to give enough. Seems like you and Stella go way back. What do you think of her? What do I think? I think she's a very nice young lady, and she's been through a lot in her short time on this earth. He lets a conspicuous silence fall between the two of you. You can tell me more, I won't tattle. I wouldn't usually be one to talk ill of anyone behind their back, but I've said this to her face. I may as well let it be known. She is on thin ice with me. She heard I was talking about the mountain lion that's been after my chickens, so she did a whole video about him, asked me all sorts of questions about what I've seen, only to turn around and slander my name. She made me look like some crackpot in that video of hers. I may as well have been talking about Bigfoot. I read all them comments too, and they had plenty to say about the crazy old man and his made-up stories. But lo and behold, now you've seen it too, and she's turned around and did the same exact thing to you as she did to me. Wow. At least you ain't plastering around the whole internet. She seems so nice, I like her dog. I don't want to say anything bad about Stella. So the thing about her parents rolling in their graves, are they both dead? Yes, they are. God rest their souls. Car accident a while back. Poor thing was there through it all. And all three of them left town together. And she was the only one who came back. So sad. She's taken it well, all things considered, besides a few quirks she picked up. I heard she needs convincing when you need to get her in a car. Can't be pleasant for her to live like that, but to each their own. A crisp breeze passes over you. Oh, fall is so nice. About what you said earlier, why did everyone think I wasn't going to come for the funeral? That'd be Miss Pearl Ann's doing. She was never very kind when talking about your side of the family. Bless her heart, and God rest her soul, of course. But she told everybody your side of the family had sworn off Scarlet Hollow and everyone who lived there, so nobody around these parts thought we'd be seeing much of you. I was wondering, how did you find me? I've been on the Things trail all day. I've got myself a personal vendetta. It's been after my chickens. I've seen it around my property a few times now, and the next day I always have a bird or two missing. So we know that it's the ditchlings as well, but from the first time we played Scarlet Hollow, they made it look like he was crazy. Like he thought it was a mountain lion, and that it could have only been a mountain lion, but it wasn't. You know, it was also the ditchlings, and the mountain lion has the ditchling eggs in it too. So it's also gonna die like the chickens. Those birds are like family to me. It's so crazy to me. I raise them from eggs. They know me by sight like I'm their daddy. So it means something to me when a creature sets their sights on my hens. That thing shoots to the top of my list of enemies. They're chickens, they're birds. And I suppose it sees some commonalities between you and my chickens. I didn't expect to find a near stranger out there on the wrong end of that thing, but I'm glad I did for your sake. So Duke, tell me about yourself. You want to know about me? I can't say I know what there is to tell. I've got a beautiful wife, Irma, who I love to the hell and back, and we've got our boy Beau and our little farm. And our closest neighbor is that bastard Julius Tremaine, but that's neither here nor there. Tell me, what's the biggest pumpkin you've ever seen? I have a feeling you want to show me a large pumpkin. Look how proud he is of the pumpkin. He's so proud. I've seen one about the size of a large pumpkin. Don't say that, because that's how big it is. I get the feeling you want to show me a large pumpkin. Damn right, and not just any pumpkin, the biggest pumpkin I bet you'll ever see. Feast your eyes on this beautiful lady. Duke pulls out his wallet, flipping it open to a photograph of a very, very large pumpkin. It's at the top of the wallet! Big Betty, my biggest yet. Me and Bo are gonna take her to the fair this week. I'm gonna take home a blue ribbon. Wow, look how big it is. How'd it get so big? Yeah, what's in that pumpkin? How the hell are you getting that thing to the fair? What compels you to spend time growing such a thing? Yeah, how are you gonna get it to the fair? We've got ourselves a hay lifter, of course. Bo is a big help. That boy is built like a bull. Yeah, he's like 3 times the size of a dude. We tend to put him on the other end of the lift as a counterweight. That ain't to say it's easy, but we've lost 1 or 2 over the years from mishandling. Not showstoppers like Betty, of course, but it's still stone. Even now, we've got the hang of things. It's still gonna give me a heart attack to see her lifted up and not know whether something might go wrong. How'd it get so big? Patience and dedication, and a whole lot of water. Oh, and chicken muck, of course, which we got plenty of. Yeah, you can use, you know, it's good fertilizer to use stuff from animals. Poop from animals. Less lately, what with the mountain lion, but even if we don't manage to track it down tonight, it don't look like that thing is long for this world. One way or another, it will soon cease to be on my list of problems. I tried growing a tomato once. I couldn't even do that. You must be a very skilled farmer. Well, good job. Growing something like that can't be easy. Damn right. It don't always work out. Sometimes you just wind up with something half her size. All that effort for something that wouldn't even take home a green ribbon. Not this year, though. Everything was just right. Good. You feel so much more like the kind of person I expect to find out here. Like you really belong. You're calling me a stereotype? I'm just joking. I know I picked up some habits that folks around here tend to pass around. And at least I ain't on the meth. That's the next generation's troubles. I just chew my tobacco and drink my beer and leave it at that. I will say though, things ain't like it used to be around here. Kids grow up online and lose their accents because they want to sound like somebody else. They move away and come back with a big head on their shoulders talking down to their elders just because they went off and got themselves some expensive degree. At least my beau is a solid mountain boy. He'll be sitting on the porch with a beer watching the sun go down over the hills every night, same as every Callaway that came before him. He knows there's no shame in the country life. Dude, I would love that. I mean, I didn't grow up in like the city, but I don't know. Just always kind of like wanted to live out in the country. I guess I'll ask him, should he be drinking? Oh, lighten up. It's just a Bud Light. It ain't moonshine. Anybody who gets drunk off a Bud Light is drinking it wrong. I find it helps me keep my aim steady. I don't know about that. Lowers the nerves just enough to shake the tremor out of my trigger hand. Maybe if you had one, it'd calm your jitters. You're from here. What do you think of Scarlet Hollow? What do I think? You might as well be asking me what I think of the air I breathe or the dirt I'm standing on. How am I supposed to know? I'm in it. I should be the one asking you. What do you think of our town? One of the first things that happened to me here was being attacked by a mountain lion, so... The people scare me. They all have opinions of me they held before we even met. I'm asking you. Come on, you have to have some insight to share. I don't see why my mom left. Should I say... I think it's beautiful. Damn right, that was a correct answer. Okay, so what if I say, and if I say I don't see why my mom left? Well, if you go around saying things like that, you certainly won't be putting a dent in the reputation Miss Perlan gave you. If I were you, I'd learn to keep that kind of stuff to myself. Okay, so he doesn't like that answer. The people scare me. Can't say I'm not guilty of it myself. Well, if it bothers you that much, I suppose you'll have to get folks to change their thoughts about what kind of person you are. We've got a whole week, that's plenty of time. Okay. I'll say the mountain lion one. Duke laughs. I suppose that would have some influence on your opinion, wouldn't it? Well, here's hoping it's uphill from here. I don't see how it could get much worse than that. Cool. I think we should save. Okay. Sit in silence and appreciate the night air. You choose to let a comfortable silence fall between the two of you, turning your gaze up to the glistening sky. Spend some quality time with old Duke. It's like nothing you've ever seen. It's the kind of sight that makes you realize why so many generations that came before you wrote mythologies to describe their patterns. There is so much beauty here, despite the fear that still hangs heavy in the air, knowing what might lurk behind the tree line. But the tranquility doesn't last long. The harsh sound of a vibrating cell phone pierces through the night air. You're getting a call. It's your cousin. Abs, where'd you go? Are you dead? Yes! I almost got eaten by a mountain lion. I'm wandering around in the woods with some old guy with a shotgun. I'm fine. You don't have to worry about me. I'll be home later. Okay. Let's save. I kind of want to say that. Yes! Haha, you're so funny. God, your reception is awful. Are you out in the woods? Did you manage to get lost? Who is that? Is that Miss Tabitha? Okay, let me, I just want to go back and try to... I almost got eaten by a mountain lion. I'm wandering in the woods with some old guy with a shotgun. You what? No wonder you sound like you're inside a blender. Your reception must be terrible out there. If that's Miss Tabitha, you should tell her you're with old Duke. She'll know me. Clearly, I don't need to explain that being in the woods, especially at night, is a bad thing. Get the old guy to take you back to town now. And tell her how I saved your life, too. She knows you're in good hands. What the... Sorry, I really didn't mean to get into trouble. Look, as long as you don't die, I'm sure I can forgive you. The rustling grows louder. That must be my birdie. She's still alive. The call ends abruptly, the bad reception finally giving out. Okay. Get your thieving hands off her! Wow, look at this image. This is Wilden. It looks so different. Even though it's like the same, it looks really cool. I can't decide what I'm gonna use for the thumbnail. There's so many good options. Duke charges forward, flashlight in hand, crashing through the brush. Damn it, that thing's fast. Which way did it go? There's an odd sound nearby, though it isn't the sound of whatever you two were chasing. Duke stops mid-stride to listen, and you stop to listen as well. It's a human voice. Yeah, it's Stella. I mean, I think it's her choice what she wants to put online, though. I mean, I wouldn't put something that, unless someone else consents to it, of them on it. But I would, you know, if she wants to film the bird, she can. Ooh, that one really hurts. That one really hurts. Ooh. I don't want to say anything bad to Stella. I'm sorry, Duke. I'm sorry too, I know how much you love your chickens. Did you see that, the thing that got a hold of her? There really is something wrong with the animals we've seen tonight. It better not be contagious. Did you see the thing that got a hold of her? Have you seen anything weird out here tonight? Examine the chicken. Gotta examine it. It's just, I'm not gonna read it because we examine it in the other one. If I didn't know better, you'd say this could be some sort of parasitic growth, like a wasp laying eggs inside a caterpillar. Do you think she's become an egg? Like one of those things is gonna pop out of her? No, I refuse to entertain that notion. She needs some kind of incubator. No, she's dead. But we just know this. This is just like that mountain lion. As you, Duke, and Stella take stock of the situation, a sound begins to wrap around you. Gently at first, barely a whisper. But then a moan, then another, until suddenly you find yourself surrounded by a chorus of misery. We should get out of here. Man hesitates, and the thing steps forward, fixing what seems to be its eyes on Birdie, tucked under Duke's arm. Gretchen starts making ungodly noises, screaming and howling, along with the din around you. Oh, it's trying to grab her, so we actually see it happen in this one. Oh, poor Gretchen. So she didn't run away, it grabbed her. I don't think we actually saw it in the other one. It's really interesting. Let me take the cam off for you guys so you can see Stella's expression. This is wild, and this is like a whole different bird's eye view on it. I actually really like it. Okay. You and Stella turn just in time to see another one of the creatures slithering out from the bush. Gretchen whines and barks, reaching a fevered pitch as another creature's malformed hands grasp at her. Oh my god, what's going on over there? As Duke glances back, everything seems to happen at once. A patter of unnatural feet and then chaos. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. Shit. Get your grubby little hands off my bird. So we're still faced with the same choice. We can't win. I think for best outcome, we have to help Duke, right? You rush forward, shoving the awful thing away from Duke and Birdie. Your hands collide with smooth, doughy, unstructured flesh. Feels like you've just shoved a loose bag of organs. What the F is that? It barely staggers back, the shove having done little more than shift the thing's attention to you. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tone sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. Oh, that's gross, gross, gross. Oh, he got it, holy shit. And now it lies in a heap on the ground, its malformed insides oozing out onto the dead leaves. You both turn in time just to see. You both turn just in time to see the end of Gretchen's leash disappearing into the underbrush, her yelps grown distant as she dragged away. Stella wastes no time in diving after her, rushing headlong and dark into the woods. The two of you chase after her, following Stella in her pursuit of the thing that stole her dog. Yeah, so, see, what I don't understand there, in the other one, it's like you had a choice. You were stuck in the middle, and you were supposed to be watching Gretchen. So it made sense that, you know, like, when you lost Gretchen, she pulled herself loose. And you could either do that, or you could hold the flashlight for Duke, so that he could get the shot. But in this one, it's like, I feel like, since we did this other option, there should have been a way to go around it. You know, to be like, Stella goes after the dog and we help Duke. You know what I mean? Like, there should have been a way to do that, but it doesn't seem like they did that. Good God, there's tons of the damn things. Okay, so let's run along. This question is seemingly unanswered when you burst through the trees into the clearing. Stella, too, is stopped by the sight and smell of what has been arranged here. She stands with you at its edge, overlooking the bizarre pattern of animal corpses, their rot flavoring the air. Gretchen is among them, the newest addition to the ring, lying paralyzed and whimpering under one of the creatures. Its pale, doughy form is crouched protectively over its catch. It has already started its work. Dude, give me your gun. We can't let them have Gretchen. Figures appear on the edges of the clearing. There's so many of them. Duke cautiously hands you the gun and you level it at Gretchen. Take a deep breath, aiming carefully. Make it count. Oh, poor baby. Yeah, it can't, see, what it needs is it needs the animal to be alive and incubate the next ditchling, and then it, like, comes out of the animal. See? All of these are dead, but they've already held an animal. Gretchen, it hadn't happened to her yet. She wasn't holding an animal, you know. So we were able to just take her out before that could happen. The creatures scatter at the sudden noise, and the three of you run as well, Duke taking his gun back from your shaking hands. The whispers of the creatures still murmur in the trees around you, following your movement. It is not that easy to shoot a freaking rifle. It's really heavy. And unless you know how to shoot one, not just anybody could shoot it. You know? I don't know. Let's go, we gotta make it for the truck. They're protecting their nest, you have to get them birdie. But they won't, I don't think they'll attack us intentionally. Now, Stella, I know you got trouble with vehicles, but I won't hear any nonsense about you walking back to town. Here, get in the truck. Okay, so let's dive in. You squeeze into Duke's tiny two-seater truck, tucking your legs on either side of the gear. I'm so sorry about Gretchen. Yeah, but we should still say that. You reach out and rest your palm gently on her shoulders. She jumps slightly at your touch, but remains focused on the wilderness rolling past the window. Okay. You let the sounds continue, staring out at the road ahead. Every now and then you spot what look like pale, anguished faces peeking out from between the trees before vanishing back into the underbrush. Soon the rumble of gravel beneath the tires gives way to uneven pavement, and the truck comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. Besides, my bed is crying out to me. I need sleep before I give anything that happened tonight another thought. Okay. Tabitha! Where have you been? Tabby, hey. Still, I'm trying to talk to my cousin. I called you over an hour ago. How did you manage to get that lost? I'm afraid it's my fault, ma'am. The woods were not safe as they usually are, and we got ourselves a little turned around out there. There's no need to fear. I made sure your cousin was in one piece every step of the way, despite the best efforts of the local wildlife. Abs, has this man been harassing you? No way, Duke saved my life. Yeah, he had a gun. He wouldn't let me leave. Nod yes silently. Shake your head no silently. No way, this dude saved my life. He's lifting up his hat. Still, is that true? I wasn't there for that part, but I believe it. Duke is that kind of guy. Okay, but don't think surviving whatever happened out there means that you can make this a nightly event. Your cousin sighs heavily. I thought I could leave you alone for 2 seconds since you're supposedly an adult, but clearly you need more supervision than that. You know, Tabby, I was just suggesting we head over to Kanika's mom. She doesn't know his name? That's wild. Okay, let's save this. I really need to tell you what happened tonight. You wouldn't believe what we saw. The woods were full of these weird lumpy things. They were kind of like gnomes, but gnomes? You're right, I wouldn't believe it. So let's go ahead and skip the part at the end where I say it was probably nothing and you're all overreacting. If you pardon the correction, ma'am, these kids are telling the honest truth. There was some strange things out there I ain't never seen their like before. Okay, if these gnome things have you all freaked out, don't go in the woods. Very easy. You need to take this seriously. There's something in those woods. Yeah, it's called wildlife. Those things were not normal wildlife. She's serious this time, ma'am. I've seen them too. Even if there are things out there, it doesn't sound like it's my problem, and it's not your problem either. Now, come on. We gotta go. Hey, before you go, here's my number. Let me know when you get back so you're safe. Stella and Duke's voices fade away as you walk down the dark street with your cousin. Thankfully, there are no owl-like voices echoing out of the woods either. The night fills with the comforting songs of crickets. You and Tabitha step into her car. It feels like a lifetime since you've been in this seat. But the truth is, it's been fewer than 12 hours. The smell inside is oddly comforting, like there's some bone-deep recognition that she smells like family. Your cousin reaches for the headlights. Babs, welcome home. We've never seen Wayne with Tabitha around. The figure steps out of the light, disappearing back into the darkness of the woods. What was that? Why did he know my name? Just one of the miners being dramatic. Everyone here knows your name. I'm sure you've noticed that. It's no big deal. I love this song so much. You should have run that guy over for scaring us. Hey, you're right. Would have shown him something to remember for next time. Wow. I don't really like the song being there because you don't really get to experience it. Like, at least with the Reese part, you really get to, like, experience the Pulse song, man. Any day I could listen to that song. It's so good. Look how pretty it looks from here. God, the freaking background with the stars is gorgeous. It just has so much life. The stars vaguely illuminate its hulking shape. Perched on the cliffside, despite the warm porch light, it feels even more abandoned than it did during the day. Its windows dark and lifeless. I'll see you in the morning. Why won't you just believe me that something weird is going on? Why would I believe you? I wouldn't believe a kid if they told me there was a monster in their closet. Same thing. It's not like you need to worry about it anyway. When the week is over, you won't have to concern yourself with whether or not there's something in the woods. We could ask her if she wants to talk. I've done enough talking. Good night. She's like, no. Tabitha doesn't so much as wave goodbye before heading up the stairs. You follow suit, climbing up the creaky stairs to your own waiting bed with its ancient dusty sheets. As you start to drift off, you remember that Stella asked you to let her know when you got home safe. Call her. She sounds a little different. Aw, she's probably crying. Did you make it back alright? Tabitha and I saw someone weird on the way back. A miner, I guess. He knew my name, said some really creepy stuff. That's scary, man. I think I've got some interesting leads, too. We can compare notes tomorrow. Until then, get some rest, alright? I'm glad you're safe. From the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Eventually the sun will rise and chase away the monsters and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. There we go, end of episode 1. So good. I love this game. It's one of those games and I don't know. It's just so good. And it has so much replayability, you know, that really makes it so worth it, you know. And it's done so well. I still don't know who that is, because I don't think that's Reese. Like, that's not what his room looks like. You know. The llamas. They're next. They're next for the ditchlings. Or maybe the llamas, like, work together to scare off the ditchlings, you know. They work in a little herd, and they attack. The shadow, it's so funny. Something's being kept locked up in there. So sus. That was so cool with the mountain lion and stuff, though. I really liked that. I really liked that inclusion. But it still ended up the same way that we thought it would, you know. Alrighty. Well, that's the end of this first episode. With these new traits and the update. Be curious to see where this goes. I'm also now looking forward to the next chapter that should be coming out this year, but I'll do that with my my old tried and true run first. But this is great. This is great to be able to get started. I might actually go all the way with this too. It would be fun to see where this goes. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!